All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive with us?
Always ready to dive in.
Awesome. Today we're looking at AI tokens. Yeah. You might be listening to this getting ready for a meeting at work, maybe just keeping up with the markets, or maybe, just maybe, you're just curious about what's going on with AI tokens.
That's right. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, and we found a really interesting analysis from McLion, so that's going to be our focus for today's deep dive.
That's good.
So let's jump right in, shall we?
Let's do it.
The big question on everyone's minds, right? Some tokens are showing some pretty exciting, really exciting rebounds. But
Yeah.
is it the real deal? Or is it,
Yeah.
a mirage?
Smoke and mirrors, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, let's take a look. We got AIOS up 66.7%. I mean, that's huge.
That's incredible.
GRAFT showing a 59.2% jump. And then there's BUZZ climbing 39.2%. At first glance,
That's a party.
it looks like a bull market party, doesn't it? Everyone's breaking out the champagne.
Yeah. So what's the catch?
Well, we got to look a little deeper. These bounces, these impressive bounces, they're coming right after some pretty significant drops.
Oh.
So, for example, GRFT and BUZZ, they actually experienced drops of 22.52% and 35.61% right before these rebounds happen.
So maybe hold off on the champagne?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
Right.
It might suggest, and this is just a possibility, that what we're seeing is like a lot of short-term trading activity.
Right.
Rather than like genuine, sustained growth.
Got it.
And to make things even more, complex,
Yeah.
there's this new player in the game,
Bro.
a low-cost AI model coming out of China.
Oh, yeah. I was reading about this. This is the one that caused like a 2-day market rapid.
Yeah, that's the one. And it's a game changer because this model makes powerful AI accessible to, companies that don't have those massive budgets.
I see.
So it's shaking things up globally,
That's a pretty big deal.
It is. It really is. It's impacting, not just these specific tokens, but we're talking Japanese tech shares. We're talking those big chip makers like NVIDIA.
Right.
It's really forcing everyone to reevaluate, like, how do we actually value AI-related assets now?
So it's not just about, like you said, a few tokens bouncing up or down.
Yeah, exactly.
This is impacting the whole
landscape.
AI sector.
Yeah.
Which then kind of funnels back and impacts those token prices.
And what's even more interesting is when we look at the big financial institutions.
Yeah.
They're starting to get a little cautious.
Really?
Yeah, they're starting to reduce their exposure, to tech, to AI assets.
So it's like individual tokens some of them are going up.
Yeah.
But these big institutions are
nervous.
Well, cautious at least. It kind of gives you this mixed message.
Yeah, it does. The individual investors might be looking at those rebounds and getting excited, but this institutional caution, it might point to something a little deeper, like concerns about the sector's long-term stability.
So it's like two different
narratives or stories.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of that table that was in the analysis.
Oh, right.
That really highlights these different trends.
Within the market, yeah.
Within the AI token market.
Yeah, it's a fascinating picture. We see things like, okay, you got FERTcoin.
FERTcoin?
Market cap of $1.1 billion, up 8.4% in the last 24 hours.
Wow, sounds amazing.
Sounds great, right? But you zoom out, you look the past week, it's actually down 40.8%.
Oh, wow. So it's a wild ride.
It's a roller coaster.
And then there's GRT.
Yeah.
Up significantly today, but still down from, earlier trading sessions. What does it all mean?
Well, this is where things get really interesting. This kind of divergence, where some things are up, some things are down. It can be a red flag. Yeah, it could signal what's known as liquidity issues.
Okay.
Which basically means it's hard to buy or sell certain tokens without really drastically changing the price.
So like instability.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
And then we also see these things called market inefficiencies, meaning the prices don't necessarily reflect the true value of the assets.
So things might not be as
rosy
as they seem.
Exactly. You got to look beyond those headlines.
And then there was that AIOZ network.
Oh, yes. That's another interesting one.
It's got high trading volume, but the price keeps dropping. It's
a head scratcher.
It really is. Why would that happen?
Well, it could indicate that there's some big players, those institutional investors, moving things behind the scenes.
I see.
Influencing the market
Right.
in ways that might not actually reflect the true retail interest.
So it's like
A little bit of a hidden hand.
Yeah. So we've got these rebounds, which sound super exciting, but then the overall market cap's down.
Mm-hmm.
Big institutions are hesitant. And there's these signs of maybe some instability brewing.
Exactly. I think the big takeaway here is that those rebounds, those exciting jumps, they might just be temporary.
Not a sign like
A true recovery, yeah.
yeah,
We need to be really careful.
so much to consider here. It
Absolutely.
reminds us that we can't just look at like the hype, you know?
Yeah.
Got to dig deeper, look at the data.
The underlying trends.
Yeah, and be smart about it. So I'm curious, if you were an investor, what would you be looking for right now?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The AI token market is still so new, so many factors to consider. It's a space with a lot of potential, but it definitely demands careful analysis and a healthy dose of skepticism.
So keep your eyes open and stay curious.
Always.
All right, everyone, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.